All right, here we go. Another matinee edition of the post-game show. CP, Ashley Moss, JL to the Nick of Time show. We almost didn't want to hit the music. Somebody in the chat said hit the music but turn it down a notch. Because it was that ugly. Ashley called it a 90s style Knicks game. And it was just that. You had two 90s style coaches cut from the same tree. Two of the worst offenses in the league. In a matinee game, that's a recipe for disaster. And that's what we got, man. Knicks get the W still. We'll take it. 91-84. But not before building a brick house on Park Avenue with the Magic. They take a 14-point lead going into the fourth quarter. And everything falls apart. Magic defense starts to turn up. They turn up on Quickley. Pressure Quickley on the ball. They put Ennis on him. Switch James Ennis on him. Tibbs takes him out. Goes back to the starters. Yep. Magic cut this thing all the way down and take a 1-point lead with a minute and 40 seconds left. But it was RJ, it was Julius, it was the big dogs of the Knicks that put it away, man. Ugly one, but we'll take it. Back-to-back wins. First time in 3 years that the Knicks have swept a back-to-back. That's kind of crazy. Yep. Like I said, we'll take it, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. JL's kick us off with some game recap, bro.
Man, first and foremost, your boy RJ Barrett is coming back like gangbusters. You heard all the chatter and it was like, screw this noise. I'm dropping another 20 double on your head. You know what I'm saying? So he finished with the double on some clutch baskets. Layup game was good. I like the way he started off the game, especially, man. It seemed like Tibbs was kind of, you know, he's been emphasizing the fast break lately, and we still haven't had the fast break points we wanted. Only 8 on the day, but I feel like RJ Barrett took it upon himself to ignite the fast break by himself. I feel like he had probably almost all the fast break points himself. Started off the game shooting a mid range in the fast break, ended the game going to the hole. And I felt like RJ Barrett combined with Julius Randle, even though he didn't shoot well. Got to the foul line a lot, man. Got to the foul line a lot. The combination of Randle and RJ and getting to the line and points in the paint is what carried the Knicks today. 42 points in the paint for the Knicks today, and got to the line 34 times, hit 16 for the Magic.
Ash, they've been slandering your boy lately, man. It's been a lot of trash talk on young Rowan, but last 4 games, 20 points, 5 boards, 3 dimes, 46%. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 dimes, 58%. Yesterday in Boston, 19 points, 11 boards, double-double, 3 dimes, 45%, and another double-double today, 22, 10, 4 dimes, 47%. Talk about your boy RJ, man. It's time to put some respect on his name.
Listen, no RJ slander will be tolerated from this point forward, okay? You know how I feel about my boy, and he showed you what kind of player he can be. And listen, I know everyone's saying it's an ugly win. I don't mind a gritty win. I like to see some grit in my teams. And the Knicks, aka the New York Grits, showed us exactly what type of gritty team they can be when necessary. And I love it. A lot of defense, and I say this all the time, defense is your best offense when your offense is not clicking. And there was a lot of points in that game. Shots were not falling. Your offense was not there the way you would prefer it to be, but your defense kept you in the game. And your defense always travels with you. No matter where you go, no matter where you play, you can always play defense. And the Knicks showed us that today. I think it wasn't the prettiest win, but I think it says a lot about the character of this team, the type of team that they can be, the type of team that they should be. Yeah. And these are the wins you're supposed to get. We talk about this all of the time. We talked about it when we played Cleveland. We talked about it when we played OKC. These are the wins you're supposed to get. You're supposed to defend your home court. Yeah. You're supposed to defend your territory. And especially when a team is missing some key pieces, when they're not 100%, you're supposed to capitalize on that. And that's what the Knicks did today. And I'm happy. I'm really happy. Me and my ponytail brought the luck again. So I'm in a good space.
Back to back, man. And as you said, their defense carried them. It's the same thing as yesterday. Defense carried them. Boston wasn't on their A game. This Magic team, this offense has been struggling after starting out hot. Yeah, I mean, these two teams are pretty much similar. Same coaching style. Both started out hot. Magic jumped out to a 6-3 start to the season. Knicks 5-3 start. Their offenses has come back to the pack. But as you said, Magic are now down Markelle Fultz. They've been down Jonathan Isaac from last year. So definitely a depleted team, a playoff team, but definitely a depleted team. So great job by the Knicks, just bringing that energy early and hanging on late. And JLs, Quickley again was the story today. Second quarter came in once again, changed the whole pace of the game. Floater was back on the money, just running the offense very well. But this was an interesting dynamic here because in the fourth quarter, he started off hot, caught Obi with the Gotham lob.
Yep.
But then they switched Ennis on him. They start pressuring him with Ennis and Gordon and start taking him out of his game. All of a sudden, Tibbs takes him out. Goes back to Peyton to close it. What do you think about, Quickley's overall game and how that transpired in the fourth quarter?
It's growing pains. I feel like it's a two-parter, right? First of all, he has to get used to seeing different defenses. Like the first step is doing your thing, killing the people with your flow of the games. The league starts to adjust. And then after the league adjusts, then you have to adjust as well. So that's what's happening today. I'm not hold anything against Quickley. It just is what it is today. But I also feel like the flow of the game was weird, because we got off to a really good start, and the second unit really started to put the foot on their necks, and then they didn't play the entire third quarter. I get Tom's game plan there because he felt like the momentum with the first unit was going so well. They built that lead. He's trying to stay with them. But I do feel like the combination of the Magic switching their defense and B, Quickley and those guys just being out of sync because they haven't played the whole quarter after being hot. Yeah. Kind of put some water on that fire, and that's why they went back to the first unit. And the first unit was gassed in that fourth quarter. They credit to the first unit. They were gassed because they played the whole third quarter. And it was an ugly win, but they played in the moments that mattered, and that's why the Knicks got the win today.
Yeah. And I think also this speaks to why Tibbs is kind of on the fence and hasn't made the full commitment to starting IQ completely, because he is still up and down. And with your point, you want some consistency. You want more games where you know what you're going to expect versus games that you don't. And I still think Quickley is trying to figure it out. I still think he has games where 1 minute it's like, this is the guy. And the next game it's like, maybe it's the guy. So I think when he starts getting some consistency in his game, you really start to see him starting a lot more in that first unit than we're seeing now.
Yeah, that's a fact. And it's so funny that this situation happened today after yesterday's game, because this was exactly what me and Q Rich were talking about yesterday in terms of player development and, fans being impatient with the coach and their rotations. The similar gripes that we have with Tibbs, if you guys do research on Steve Clifford, the Orlando coach, like I said, cut from the same Van Gundy tree, it's a similar issues that the Orlando beat and Orlando fans have with Clifford. Being slow to make adjustments, sticking to his guns, and being stubborn in how he brings young players along. And Quentin Richardson's point was, these coaches are probably putting these kids in the situations where they feel like they can best succeed, as in bringing them off the bench. They were planning to bring Cole Anthony in slowly, but after the Fultz and Michael Carter-Williams injury, they propped him into the starting lineup. As you saw today, he's been struggling for most of the regular season period. Yeah. So, again, and then you see the situation with.
Yeah, I get it. And you know what? And you know what, Tom Thibodeau, he has a. Like he knows what he's doing, right? He has the 11th best winning percentage of any coach in the NBA, so he knows what he's doing. I can't complain with the overall development of this team and of the young guys. We've seen development from every guy that we want to see it from, at least the ones that are healthy. So I can't really complain too much. I mean, I'm still gonna have my views on certain things, even if he's not starting, which I can understand why he's not starting. I still do feel like. I still feel like he should ride the wave of the youth when they're going, and I still do feel like he doesn't trust them when they get going versus when the first unit gets going. Like, I think today was a good example. When the first unit got going today, he was not taking him out the game. True. There was a few games ago when the second unit was going, and he just subbed everybody out, and that's when the game got away from us. And I think to me that's even if you're not going to start him, at least ride the hot hand when it's going. If you're going to do that for the first unit, especially considering that the first unit plays so many minutes, I think you should do it for the second unit as well.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. Definitely interesting to see how that played out. Back to RJ, man. Like I said, man, I loved his game. Kept it on the inside. You know, Ash, you were talking about him, you know, taking less threes. Only took 3 threes tonight. Went 9 to 19 from the field. It was a lot of mid-range, a lot of bully ball, getting to it. But as I always want to see with him, 4 or 4 from the free throw line. And my guy Sean Shepard, big up my guy Sean Shepard out there in LA. He texted me, he was like, what a difference a year makes when you see RJ at the line and you're kind of confident now that he's going to knock down his free throws. So this is an RJ game. This is the type of game that you're going to see from RJ. And, I mean, you look at the stats, you can't knock it, man. Can't knock it.
Yeah, and this is RJ's bread and butter, which is what he needs to continue to do, driving it to the rim, getting those layups, using his athletic ability to kind of get, you know, as Clyde likes to say, slice and dice in between defenders. And you don't have to rush the three-pointer. You don't have to be out there shooting 30-footers. Until you start developing a mid-range game, just do what you can do. And this is RJ's niche. This is where he's successful, and you can see it. And when he's in his bag doing what he knows how to do, it's only beneficial to this team. And it really gave Randle the help that he needed. If you looked at the last game, although the game before last, the Cavs game, Randle had no help out there. He was struggling. He was a one-man band out there by himself. He was essentially playing 1-on-5. Today, with RJ doing what he knows how to do and knows how to do well, you take some of that weight off of Randle, and you're allowed to kind of get into the game with him, kind of go ahead, and the offense moves better. Everything was just clicking when more players get involved. Do what you know how to do until you develop something else you can add to your game. There's no shame in that.
True story. And you know what? Him and Randle seem to be, you know, the chemistry's growing between the two of them. I liked how they were playing off of each other, especially in the first half. Overall, the ball movement and the player movement was great in the first half. It stagnated in the closing minutes. You know, third, fourth quarter really stagnated, and that's what kind of brought the Magic back into the game. JL, so you gonna say something?
Nah, I totally agree with you, and no longs look we here, just fatigue, man. Like it was straight up.
Julius was gassed.
Yeah, Julius was really gassed, but I commend Julius because you see he was giving me like some Mitchell Robinson vibes from today, like yesterday, right? Where you saw like he just looked completely out of it, shoulders hung low, gassed. Yeah. And then Vucic would shoot a 3 and he would hustle for those 3 seconds, block the ball, and then go back to, all right, let me try to catch my breath and get back down on offense. Like that's the type of game that we was watching today. We was just conserving the energies for the most important moments, and it worked out for us today. Hopefully we get some more from the bench next time. Hopefully we're able to get more rhythm from the bench time, just to conserve these guys on games like this when we have back-to-backs.
Yeah, a little
and
bit.
Also the fatigue is expected. I mean, you're playing back-to-back games, and they weren't easy games. I mean, although the first game against the Celtics, it was easy in the sense of like the Celtics did not show up. The Knicks still played hard, and they played extremely hard today. And in the Cavs game, even though they lost, they played extremely hard. So, I mean, they've had a stretch of games where they really pushed themselves. Some have obviously gone in their favor, and some have not. But this is going to be a much-needed rest that's coming up for these guys, and they're going to be able to rejuvenate and get themselves together. Hopefully, the time off only helps their bodies and does not revert them to old ways, and we keep the win train going. Yeah. But, I mean, the fatigue is expected. The guys played hard, and like I said, an ugly win, a gritty win, but a win is a win, and I'll take it.
My guy Mitch been gutting it out, man, past 2 games. I mean, he's been out there with a mean limp, but he's battling. You know, the Vucevic and Mitch battle was very intriguing to me. I thought first half, you know, Mitch definitely held his own. And he got on the boards, 10 boards today. I mean, I seen some offensive rebounds where he snatched the board over Vucevic and Aaron Gordon and then slammed it on him. So that's what you want to see from Mitch, man. Controlling those rebounds, controlling those second chance opportunities, and giving his team a chance, man. My guy Mitch is really gutting it out, man. So salute to Mitch for sure. For sure. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your squad. How we feeling in the chat, man? What's the overall vibe in the chat? Leave a comment on tonight's win. Let us know how you feeling. I see Lloyd Banks on the check-in early with us. Lloyd Banks on the check-in early, so salute to Banks. Appreciate you for always supporting us. 1,400 people in here on the check-in on this MLK Day matinee. We're going to get to the phones, but let me salute some super chats that came in real quick. Salute to Shaquille Madison. He says, put an APB out for Austin Rivers. Salute KFTV, hashtag MLK. Yeah, man. Austin ain't been right since the Austin Rivers game, man. But that's still my guy. I still got faith, though.
Yeah.
Alan Berman says, salute. This game was Tyrone Hill ugly, but I don't know. I don't know how we won. 15 games in, and we started to see who we are. Scrappy, but no real threats yet on offense with some promising kids. Future is bright. Yeah, scrappy. Gotta be legend checking in from Costa Rica. Chucks us a $2,500 Costa Rican cologne. Says RJ has been showing consistency these last 4 games. I'm still not ready to let him slide that easily. Salute CP Ashley and Jay Ellis. Tim Kim says IQ should be the first one off the bench for Bullock, not Rivers. Yeah, I kind of questioned that too. He did that yesterday as well. Louis B says, if we had a starting point guard that could run the offense, I would say keep IQ with the second unit. But since Tibbs is playing his starters 40 minutes a game, let the rookies get developmental minutes. So my guy Louis B from Staten Island says, bring him along slow. Go ahead, bro.
Tibbs is sneakily throwing in IQ in the starters for like 2-minute intervals. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's kind of on the low, trying to see what it looked like.
Yeah, I think he is, man. I think he's easing into more responsibility in prime time. So Quickley's going to get there. Like I said, he has to adjust to those pressure situations, to those traps on the pick and roll, because that film is going to be out on him. And we'll see how he rebounds. He's going to have a tough matchup. We see how he battles with Steph Curry and them on Thursday night in San Francisco. So we'll see how that works out. Will Gramotes says Randle has become a true leader for this team. Guys, respect him. He's put in the work and shown he's grown on me as an asset to keep here. So Will's turning the page on Randle. 21-17 for Randle tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Salute to Julius.
Will? Which Will?
Will Gramotes. No, not Will from LI. Not Will from LI. Yeah.
Will from LI was on my Twitter today talking about great game by Randle. I would still trade him.
Speaking of Trey Randle, Ari, what's going on, man? Talk to us, bro.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Good win. I'm very happy with the win. Jay Ellis, I'm happy to see you're okay and alive and safe, because I thought Ashley killed you on that Frank debate.
That's why I think so too.
You don't ever put, listen, man. We can't compare Marcus Smart to Frank Ntilikina. Marcus Smart could actually hit a jump shot, and Marcus Smart is first team all defense. Frank, you guys think Frank is like Scotty.
Frank shot 56%
like
this year from 3.
down.
I'm just talking about this year, brother.
Yeah, so all right. Yeah, you took like 4 shots, but whatever. I'm happy you're doing well.
I said potential.
But Ashley, even though you did kill Jay Ellis, you're not fooling anyone with that Spreewell jersey, because I know the Communist Star is behind the Spreewell jersey, because I follow you on Instagram. So you're not fooling anyone with the Spreewell jersey. But I do agree with you with Frank. And the next thing, this whole Peyton and Emmanuel Quickley thing, personally, I think it's a little overrated on who starts. I'm more like, I'm with Jay Ellis. I'm more concerned about minutes allocation. The thing about Elfrid Payton is that he plays well 1 out of every 3.5 games, right? So he's not playing poorly enough, consistently enough for Emmanuel Quickley to just get the start, but he's playing poorly enough to ruin our team in 2 out of the 3 games we play. So I think we should just do what Jay Ellis said, and whoever's the hot hand, let's ride with the hot hand.
Yeah.
The next thing I want to touch on real quick, Obi Toppin, only 8 minutes tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a problem for me. I understand, wanting to bring your guys on slowly and everything like that, but we're gonna have a decision come during the trade deadline with regards to Julius Randle, and we need to see what we have in Obi. Personally, if it was me, just looking at how gassed Randle is, I would give him a load management day. Give him a day off. Let him recover. He's probably hurting. And let Obi get some serious run. Let's see what he has.
I agree.
He could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Obi could get more minutes, and then, Julius Randle can get a little bit of a rest. And then the last thing I want to talk about, because Ashley was talking a lot of smack about, where are all the trade Julius Randle fans after the win in Boston? And, we won again, and Julius Randle had a decent game tonight. Listen, I don't care if we're 10-5, 11-4, 12-3, Trade Randle at the deadline, period. I don't care. We aren't championship contenders. We are in rebuild mode, and we do not have enough assets. We don't have enough assets to, trade, to bring in a piece or two to combine with Randle to compete. We just don't. The Thunder were 44-28 last year and was a 4 seed in the West, and they still traded Chris Paul because Sam Presti knows they weren't going to compete with Chris Paul. They weren't going to win. So he kept on building, building the assets. And, this whole thing about,
but the only difference is, and appreciate the call, bro. Appreciate the call. We got to move to other calls. The only difference is that Chris Paul was in high demand, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a little bit different. We don't know what Randle's market value is. You know what I mean? Chris Paul is a team changer. He's a team changer. That's the difference. You don't know what Randle's market value is. Still gauge it. I'm with Ari. Still check it out. See what's going on. But other than that, like, it's a different situation. I understand what he's saying. It's a different situation, though.
Yeah, I don't see Randle being traded by Trader Don Dog. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Like, and Tibbs wants to win games. Yeah. So Obi has to kind of take it. You see how, you see what Quickley is doing, and he's not taking it from Peyton.
Right.
You know what I mean? So imagine what Obi has to do to take it from Randle. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's going to be a trade deadline situation where he's just going to throw Obi in for like a game to see. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and at that moment in the game when he took the starters out, he felt like the game was slipping. And so he went to Randle, and that he's not going to experiment with the two of them when the game is on the line. So that's why Obi got the minutes that he got, unfortunately. Like I said, you want to see him get those minutes, but Randle, that's Randle's spot right now. So, Obi's just going to have to do a lot in the little time that he's going to get, because I'm not sure how much better it's going to get, man, unless they do what Ari says and, give Randle a low management day or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to take time, man. Like, he's got a late start, man. So I don't know if you're going to really start to see him come on until a little later.
Yeah, and as you were saying, it could be up till next year, right? So you just never know.
Yeah, I mean, rookies, you can never really tell. Obviously, Obi looks a lot better than I think a lot of people would have anticipated, especially with him missing a big chunk of the starting part of the season. And, there being no preseason, no traditional training camp, things like that.
True story.
But again, you don't know what a rookie's development is going to be like. Some rookies are able to develop in one season and really be somewhat beneficial to the team, a real benefit to the team. Some rookies take 2 seasons, 3 seasons. So you can't really tell. And that's not a gamble you want to make when you're trying to rebuild, 1, and 2, when you're trying to develop a culture of winning. I'm not in a rush to trade Randle unless I'm going to get something substantial for him. But I'm not trading him, for a Snickers bar and a chopped cheese. I'm just not. I need something substantial if I'm going to trade him. That's just what it is.
You need an offer worth your while. No doubt about it. So let's see how that goes. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. Let's get those likes up to 1,000. We won back-to-back games. I'm feeling generous on MLK Day. We're going to go, since we won back-to-backs, we're going to give away a snapback for the people. Dave is going to throw the giveaway link in the chat, and somebody will walk away with a snapback today. My guy above the rim said in the chat, how's Ari going to critique the Bates when he got smoked by Serge? Ooh, got him. Sorry, man. You lost the strap, bro. That was real. You can't comment on host debates, man, until you win back your crown, man. That's real talk. All right, let's go back to the phones. JJ from Brooklyn, how you doing, bro?
What's going on, everyone? First, actually, I just wanted to say that you've been definitely a great addition to the show. The Knicks knowledge is definitely top-notch, so shout out to the fellas for getting you on. You're definitely a great listen. And, the game, man, it was definitely a great game. Not a great game, but it's just a good, tight game. Definitely a tips type of game. I feel like he loves these slow-paced defensive games. And I know Randle struggled. He missed a bunch of bunnies, went under the hoop, but his defense was really good. He rebounded really well. So, these are the type of wins that, could really help the team. And then I'm with Ari, man. I think trading Randle is still the way to go, only if you can get – that's the question is, what are you going to get? I'm still not sure we're going to get as much as some Knicks fans may think. So if you're not going to get a lot, you might as well just keep him because we still don't know for sure what Obi is yet. So I don't think we're going to find out with Randle getting a bunch of big minutes. So, it's just going to be a tough call. What do you weigh that? What do you put into that decision? Is it, for in the 8th spot or so, they want to just make the playoffs? Because then if you trade him, obviously you're going to hurt the direction of the team.
Yeah.
So, it's a tough call. And then Quickley, man, I think it's going to be tough. I just want to see what happens when teams try and take away that floater. Like Orlando was doing that a little bit today. They were playing him a little tight. So maybe try and work a mid-range jumper into his game or something like that. I just want to see what he does, what his, next step is when teams, everyone's going to know about that great floater he's got.
Yeah.
So, and then Mitch, he played well, man. Vucevic is he's a load down
Tough
there.
cover, yeah.
He could shoot, inside, outside game, but I thought he defended him well, especially being banged up. So,
Yeah.
now we got the tough West Coast trip. I think it looks like Burks will be back the next game on Thursday with the Warriors, so that would be big. So, let's try and get a couple of wins out West.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Appreciate it, JJ. Yeah, you know what? Listen, it was an ugly win, but you take the win. They're back to 7-8 on the campaign. Like they said on the post-game show while he was saying, sometimes when they would go on these slides like they did earlier a couple weeks ago, it would continue. And it would just get ugly. But it seems like, they're getting back into a groove. Yesterday's win was great. This game was ugly, but you take it. Now let's go out west, see if we could snatch a couple, 1 out of 2 or so. And then, you start feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, man. This team.
No, go ahead. You go first. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, this team is taking on the coach's identity. Tom had him practicing at 10 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
After a back-to-back game, which probably contributed to why they were so tired. But he's contributing that. He's instilling the toughness in his team. So I don't think the identity is going to be there like last year, man. I think he's going to instill toughness in the team. And one thing we're going to see, win or lose, we're going to fight. And they mentioned in an interview that, these guys, Tom's have been seeing, I think Ian mentioned it, that Tom has been seeing good practices from game to game, even in this 5-game winning streak. And eventually we'll see it translate on the court. So hopefully that is true for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ash, guy, what you put?
And I hate to have to beat a dead horse here, but the whole trade Randle talks I find aggravating because let's be honest, Randle currently is our best player. It is what it is. Whether you like it or don't like it, that's just where we are. And to even entertain trade talks of your best player when a lot of the games you have won or are even in because of Julius Randle, I just think it's ridiculous. You're trying to develop a culture of winning. You don't want to lose games. Obviously, you don't want to win too many games. It takes you out of the lottery contention. But why are we even having this conversation? Why is it that every time we win or every time we lose, this is the first thing that we discuss? And he's not going anywhere. If you want to continue to win games or even be in games, he's not going anywhere. Yeah. Let's move on. He's 26 years old. He's not 36. He's not, 30 years old. He's not somebody who's made a lot of money that, we have a lot of money to go around, especially if we move who you guys know I want to move. Okay. So we still have a lot of rebuilding to do. And I think if we can keep Randle for as long as we can keep him until we're in a position where we don't need him any longer, and I put that in quotations because nobody knows when that will be, then you entertain that conversation. There's no reason to prematurely do that, and we got to stop having this conversation. We just got to leave it alone. Yeah,
and I think as long as they're competing, whether it's for 8th or for 10th, I don't think they're not going to give him away for nothing. You know what I mean? And for them to just trade him, for a great piece, he's got to be playing at a damn near MVP caliber level. That's what I feel like. And at this pace, I don't know, man. Randle's putting in a lot of work, man. He's been playing a lot of minutes. I'm not sure if he can keep this up, but as I said, when you're watching these games, you want to see your team win, and there's no doubt that he's a big part of it. He's putting in work every single day. You cannot deny that. So, the Randle trade ideas is certainly not for a lack of effort or making his team worse, because like I said, without him, they might not have a win at all so far. So. Great job by him. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. I want to shout out Hamilton Salazar. He says you guys are doing a fantastic job on air. Shout out Alfred Marcial checking in 4:30 a.m. in the Philippines. So salute to everybody in the PI watching us, everybody in APAC up late watching us. Wherever you guys are at. 30 cities in the chat. Let us know where you're checking in from. Wherever you guys are at, we definitely appreciate it. The snapback giveaways should be going up. Dave, just let me know when it's ready for me to take a look and just post it in the G chat, and we'll get there. B from New York. B, what's going on?
What's up, guys? What's up? I was going to talk about something, but, I'm going to beat that dead horse because everybody's talking about this Julius Randle thing. I think I made my point clear that you do not trade him. If anything, he had one of his worst games today, and my man still has 17 boards.
Yeah.
Right? It's like he's willing to do whatever it takes to win. This whole he's not a good asset, the Chris Paul argument. Chris Paul is like 45 years old. He's gonna fall at any point in time. So of course you're gonna get rid of him.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why you're trying to get rid of Randle. And my thing is this: if the front office really, which I think is a solid, great front office with the job that they've done so far, I would think they would want to get Tibbs' input on that. And if I know Tibbs to be the coach that he is, he's like, I'm not trading him.
Mm-hmm.
We're winning with him. He's our guy. I personally feel like it's not necessarily building around Julius. It's just more so just adding pieces to the team, to the winning culture that you're trying to develop or that you already have. He doesn't have to be the focal point. That just might be a conversation that you have with him and say, listen, you're taking us here. Eventually we're going to bring more people on. Because I feel like there's a whole bunch of other people that's up on that trading block. To me, Quickley, Julius, RJ for right now, only people that you can't touch. Everybody else can go. I'm sorry. Even Kevin Knox, and I like Kevin Knox, but they could go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's how I feel about Randle. You can't trade him. So, and when I look at this season right now, it's like reading a book, man. It's like everything is unfolding, all these types of characters. You got the 2 stars. You got Julius, and you got RJ. You got Quickley, the young star. He's ready to do the sequel. And then you got Reggie Bullock, the trader. He's like the betrayal character. He's gonna betray us one day. So I don't know. But anyways, that's what I got.
My man wrote it down in 4 acts. Okay, all right, B. Appreciate it. Appreciate that, B. Jamal from Jersey, what's going on, bro?
What's going on? How y'all doing today?
Good, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. It was good getting back-to-back wins, but this Julius Randle talk just changed my whole point. Like that's Michael Rappaport kind of talk. How can you trade a guy who's been one of the best players in the whole league thus far, not just on our team, in the whole league thus far, that's 26 years old, and you playing decent basketball with him? But on the other end of the spectrum, you say bring Quickley along slowly, or give Randle a rest day and play Obi and all of this idiocy. Like, it just don't make sense. This has been a problem with our fans and our organization for the longest. And we watch Porzingis not even struggle to get 10 rebounds. They put a guard on him to shut him down. And we got a guy that's beasting, scoring, rebounding, passing, making everybody better. And we talking about trading. I just don't get it. It's annoying, it's frustrating, and it's taken away from a decent season that we had this far. And that's pretty much all I got.
Okay. Very appreciate that, man. All right, the Ari setting him off, man. The Randle talk got him tripping. All right. Sam from Atlanta. Sam, what's going on?
What's going on, CP, J. Ellis, Ashley? How y'all doing? Love the show.
All right.
Just wanted to say, like you said, CP, we're just going to kill that Ari talk. We're going to ignore that nonsense right over there.
Yeah.
But I'd like to say that I'd like to congratulate RJ for the past 4 games. He's been doing pretty good, excellent. And as we talked before the season about free throw shooting being key for his game, he's been doing pretty good tonight, 4 for 4. He puts up 20 points just like that. Like you guys said, if he hits the free throws, he's a 17 to 20 points per game player. And I like the way that RJ's coming along. Also like the way that I told you guys that Quickley floater is automatic. But like other callers said, he's got to make some adjustments for when the defense locks in on that. He's got to pull up with that mid-range or something else. But I like that floater from Quickley. And I also wanted to say with Randle, don't let the field goal percentage fool you this game. Most of his shots, like we said, the refs were pretty bad. I feel like calls could have went either way. So that 5 for 19 isn't accurate. But Randle definitely did what he needed to do in the fourth quarter to close out the game.
Yeah.
Appreciate the guys' time.
Appreciate
and,
it.
You guys have a good day.
Appreciate it, Sam. Salute to everybody in the A holding it down. Yeah, refs were atrocious tonight.
Yeah, man.
Atrocious, man. They were on matinee time. The shooting was
definitely
bad. The
were.
referees are terrible, man.
I thought there was about to be a fight, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Mitch,
We've had a few
Mitch,
bad refs.
I got up my seat. I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, I'm not in the game. Hold up.
Yeah.
Like, I thought something was gonna happen. I was like, okay, Mitch was cool, but I man, the refs. I can imagine like the report after the game of how many calls were missed.
Yeah.
That's gonna be long as hell.
Yeah, as you were saying, refs been all over the place for most of the season. I feel like a couple games.
I feel like officiating's been all over the place, at least with our games and some of the other teams that I've seen and I've watched consistently so far since the start of the season. Officiating's just been out of whack. I mean, things that should be getting called aren't. Petty calls. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the Houston Lakers game where they called a flagrant 2 on Boogie, barely even touched LeBron. It was a whole acting. I mean, some of the calls are just out of control. I mean, travels aren't being called, and yes, I know the NBA hasn't called travels in the past 5 years.
About
but like
5 years, yeah.
If it's like a blatant travel, like I should give you a suitcase to go on your trip, like call the dang foul, like please
call it
do
on
something.
us.
Like it's just, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
They
Like
people
are just.
They had a back court where like Austin Rivers had to tell the ref it was a back court. Did you see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
He was like, yo. Like,
You bucket right now.
And there was a call, I want to say it was either on IQ or it was on somebody else where he should have been at the line, but because he's a rookie, he didn't get the call. I think it was somewhere in the fourth quarter, in the end of the third quarter. I mean, blatant foul line call, freaking call. Like, just get, like, I have no idea what is going on with the officiating, but we gotta figure this out.
Gotta get to it. Get to it, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. CP, Ashley Moss, Jay Ellis in here. Number one show for the fans by the fans. Once again, Knicks get the W over the Orlando Magic, 91-84. Grind out a gritty win. Remember, this show is brought to you by my friends at Manscaped. Yesterday, we gave away some of the new Manscaped cologne. Shout out my guy, Dave Miranda, who's going home with it. He guessed last night's guest and tonight's guest, Quentin Richardson. Part 2 of the Quentin Richardson interview is going to be dropping today. For those of you that didn't win, remember you could go to manscaped.com, enter promo code Knicks, and get 20% off plus free shipping on all products. You got the Lawnmower 3.0, which is their best seller. Perfect men's grooming tool, number one men's grooming tool below the waist, wireless, aerodynamic, waterproof. It's got an LED light. You guys want to do it, in the dark. I don't know what you guys into, but whatever it is, this is the number one tool for you guys. Like I said, 20% off free shipping. You get a great deal on it. A lot of our viewers have copped these Manscaped lawnmowers. No testimonials. Just let us know that you got it. And that you love it, man. So salute to my friends at Manscaped for once again promoting the post-game show. Let me salute some people in the chat. Salute to Charlie Boyd checking in from H-Town. He said it's hard to talk Knicks in H-Town. I know, man, because them people in H-Town are very obnoxious about them Rockets, man. And every chance they get, JLs, they want to remind you about 94, man. Trust me. They got a lot of friends and family down there in the H, man. They get very rambunctious about 94. They let you know about it any chance they get. So salute to Charlie for holding it down. JL, so you want to shout out in the chats, bro?
Man, shout out to everybody I see, man. Rich Jim, shout out to Shells Heavy. Shout out to Ari, man. I'll still give you the shout out, even though you try to play this. Shout out to my guy Serge, though. Shout out to Serge.
Oh, Serge is in here. Okay, salute Serge.
Shout out to Serge. Yeah, I saw Serge in the chat. Shout out to my guy Young Simba. No dice. Everybody else rocking KLT. KnicksFanTV. Ashley. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, man. Ashley, who do you want to shout out in the chat?
Let's see. Shout out to Danny Martinez saying that I have to keep the ponytail because it's clearly good luck.
Yeah, that's what they say. There's a lot of people in chat saying
rocking. Let's go.
That's a lot of pressure. Shout out to Hussein all the way from Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to Lebanon. The Jets' new head coach is Lebanese American, so that's what's up. Representing. Let's shout out to Frederick saying Ari is banished to the bench. Listen. Ari gotta watch out with that Randle talk. People not having.
Chat wants
Shout out
to
Rodney.
smoke with Ari right now.
Oh my God, Rodney, that's my guy. For real.
All the way from Canarsie. What's
Nice.
up, BK in the house?
My actual
that's
friend.
what's up.
Canarsie, what up? Yeah, man. Salute Elliot
Home of
Bernard
Pop
checking
Smoke,
in.
rest
yeah.
in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Pop Smoke, man. Elliot Bernard checking in from Sweden. We got Elias Dante checking in from Amsterdam. Ryan O'Sullivan from Wales. We heavy international today. Zach W checking in from Manitoba. Salute everybody above the border. Eric Kang checking in from Seattle. He's probably waiting on the Supersonics to come back, but he's a Knicks fan right now, so salute to Eric.
Okay.
All right. Let's get back to the phones. We went to Canarsie. Let's go to East New York. Jay, what's going on, man?
What's going on? First of all, if anybody got to get traded, it better be DSJ. Like, get him out of here for a bacon, egg, and cheese and a quart of water. Like, get him out of here fast. Like, shit, like, we'll take $10 for him. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, get him out of here. But Randle been doing good, man. I don't know why everybody's so quick to get on him or trade him. Like, you know what I'm saying? We still in the rebuilding process. You know what I'm saying? So we still need some guys that can be a second or third, maybe if we, you know what I'm saying, if we luck up in free agency. But this was a good, gritty win. You know what I'm saying? I can't be too mad with it. It wasn't a great game, but I'll take a W over a loss, man. And another thing, Ari, you got to chill on my boy Frank. Like, he's injured, man. Let him heal up, you know what I'm saying? Let him come back, get his game right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Slow down, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, y'all have a good day, man. Good game for the Knicks, man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yo, it's a lot less game talk. Everybody's coming with Ari with the smoke. Ari tripped the people off on this MLK day, man. Appreciate it, Ari. You know what I mean? Nobody talked about the game. Everybody's like, yo, if we trade Ari, it's on site right now. If we trade Randle, rather. Oh,
We're not having no trade Randle talks. I mean, you dropped a double-double, but leave him alone.
Yeah, not at all, man. He's putting in work. I can't even talk about that. I cannot even advocate for it because he's putting in a lot of work and he's earned all the accolades for sure. There's no doubt about it. Let's go to Jamel from LI. It's his born day. Jamel, what's going on, man? Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
Yo, what's up, man? What's up, guys? Thanks for the birthday shout out. Yo, run it up for my boys, man. Run it up. Y'all guys, I see more people on watching than we got likes right now. So run it up.
Run it up. Let's get those likes up. No doubt.
Y'all already know what it is, man. The energy is off. The energy is off, man. The last time we won a back-to-back was 3 years ago. And everybody talking about Ari and this trade Randle nonsense. Yo, I understand Ari, though. I understand him. Because what Ari is doing is what Ashley is doing with that Jordan poster next to the Spreewell. She's giving us those old 90s PTSD. So this is what the deal is, right, guys? Knicks fans are used to all this PTSD, and we seeing signs of life right now. We got a couple of wins. We lost some as a roller coaster. But as in signs of life, you have people that's held for hostage. They got that PTSD, and then you ask them, hey, where's the today's newspaper with the victim or the hostage in it, right? And they put the paper up, and then you relax for a minute because you know that they still alive. So we got signs of life, people.
Now, hold up.
Now, I understand Ari because Ari got that PTSD, so he talk about trade Randle. He talk about all those things that we used to do. But now we talking about the things that we are going to do.
Yeah.
So let's keep pushing. Let's go to the West Coast. Hopefully get some wins. You know, we got a win on my birthday. I'm happy about that. You know, and just keep pushing, man.
Now, Jamel, hold up, Jamel. Hold up, Jamel. Hold up, Jamel. I got to clap back. Because you came at Ashley for the Jordan stuff. I respect that. But I got to clap back at you, bro, because you said the energy was off. But I got a good memory, bro. And the last time you called here was when they was at 5-3, and you was talking about jumping out the window. I might not go to work tomorrow. We going to the playoffs.
Whoa.
Since then, you have not called back, bro.
Trying to get on.
You have not called back, bro.
The line is longer than Chick-fil-A that you got.
We haven't heard from you, bro.
Man.
Where you been, bro? Talk to me, man.
You know, I'm out here. I'm all 82. I'm out here. I've been on. I tried to get on. Y'all guys, I can't get on every night. But when I come on, guaranteed I'm going to talk about my Knicks. And we doing some good things. Come on. You got Peyton dunking on people right now. The
Yeah, he
energy
did.
is way up.
He-
We got
he did.
DSJ only getting on the floor during garbage time. I'm ready to trade him for a stack of reusable shopping bags.
All right,
Come on,
yo,
you know what it
appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. And happy birthday, man. Happy birthday.
Happy
I had to
birthday.
call him out, Jay Ellis. You know what I'm saying? You want to
Yeah,
come
yeah.
in and talk about the energy's all off. Like, well, man, you ain't called back since 5-3.
Yeah.
And I was
Ooh,
looking for him because
child.
he's usually a good call. He told me, oh, the line is too long. I'm looking for him. I can't see him.
Yeah. The facts are the facts, man. You
The
gotta call
facts, the facts are the
bad
facts.
times, man.
Yeah.
Win.
These are the facts.
Yeah. Happy birthday either way, man. Definitely
birthday.
enjoy it. Definitely enjoy it.
Facts.
Yeah, Peyton did catch that yam. You saw that. Peyton did dunk on
Yeah.
somebody today, man. Good for him.
Yeah, I didn't even see that coming. I was like,
Yeah.
and the label. Oh,
Yeah. Every once in a while, you see that. But you know what? Good for him. He saw that the shots wasn't falling, so he was attacking the basket for the most part. And when Tibbs went back to him in the fourth, I thought he did what he had to do to take us home. So,
Yeah, he did.
like Ari said, he gives you one good one every 3, and this one was okay. And you take it from Peyton. I can't knock him, for this game.
I can't knock him for this game. Can't knock the decision.
Yeah.
To bring him in at the end this time.
Yeah.
Right call. Yeah. Kudos, Peyton, man.
That's a fact. Oh, we got 3 good calls in a row. We're going to kick off with the preacher. Jay Boogie, what's going on, man? How you feeling, bro? Takes him a little while to get ready. He's got to wind up and go.
God.
Yo, what's good on with the team, man? Sorry for the delay, man, but I'll be switching from the speaker to the normal way,
Guidelines.
so
You know the
fuck me out
guidelines.
Like you hear that people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Jay
I switched
Boogie,
up
no.
whatever I wanted to talk about. Somebody said something about they thought it was going to be a fight. You know what? That's what we're missing. We're missing a bully on our team. We need somebody to get in somebody's face when they do something to one of our players that's supposed to mean
Missing
that
Mook.
much
Mook
to us,
used to be
man.
that guy.
Stop letting people push over and run us over. You know what I'm saying? Let them know we here to fight tonight. That's how the Knicks was back in the day, man. When we wasn't winning games, we beat you up the whole night, man. When we had Oakley and Mason, may he rest in peace. You know,
Yeah,
those
rest in
were
peace,
bodyguards, man. Xavier McDaniels, you wasn't doing nothing to Pat Ewing, none of that to our major player, John Starks. He couldn't fight. He was just faking. But you wasn't doing nothing to our major places without somebody getting in your face, man. That's what we missing is a bully. For real, I think, what's the name? I'm going to show him some love. I think he should be playing the bully role because last year I remember when he got up in old boy's face trying to score when the game
Peyton.
was over all
Peyton.
last year.
And Jay
in the
Crowder.
Garden.
Yeah,
you're right about that. Peyton
When
when
he
he
got up,
spoke.
he got up in old boy's face and pushed him like, yo, you ain't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give Peyton some Martin Luther King love. You know what I'm saying? Like the last caller, he said he did punch it on somebody. I ain't seen nobody in the league since Damon Lillard go behind the back from right to left, check it with the left, cross back over to the right, 2-step into the 3-second, and go up, rise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was feeling it. I was out the window when he did that, man. Matter of fact, I like movies. I'm getting ready to name him. I'm getting ready to give him a name. His name is Lionheart. Because I swear, every time we tell him to stay down, Quickley is coming. He's in the wrong bet. That's what he tells us, the wrong bet on a pillow, man. He get up and do something, man. I be dying for Quickley to get in that game. But he do something every now and then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dial it
you
back.
know, solidify, yo, I ain't ready to relinquish this right now. You know what I'm saying? And another thing with Obi Toppin needs to take a book out of Quickley page. See, when you're on that bench, you're not just on that bench. Don't just be waiting to come in the game. Look, observe, watch, ask questions, prepare yourself to be ready to go into the game. See, all that's motivation. You want to get in that game? You want to get more playing time? When you get in there, do something to make the coach not want to take you out the game. You know what I'm saying? You have little spurts here and there. That's good. I know you're coming back off your injury. You really ain't had preseason. But prep yourself. Quickly prep himself. He was on the bench prepping, watching, learning, asking questions, and he said, you can see Quickly at the free throw line shooting with nobody there and go dap up to the nobody even on the line.
Yeah.
I saw that the other night. People got love for Quickly. Tell you something else I saw. I saw JaVale McGee go to him, dap him, and ask for his jersey at the end of that Cleveland game. I don't know if anybody else saw that,
I didn't see
but
that.
I saw it on my lead pass. That means They watching you and they liking what you're doing. That's a lot of love from a legend. Yeah, I call McGee a legend. I think he got 2 or 3 championship rings, and he's the first person to dunk on 2 rims on the court at the same time. So, yeah, I gave him a legend process. He going to go into the fame just for that, man. But tonight was a hard-earned game. It was all defense. Yeah, we missing some offense. I wish we could find a way to go get that boy Bradley Beal. But I don't want to give up Randle, and I don't want to give up RJ, and I'm not giving up Quickley, and I don't want to give up Mitch. Give away some of the draft picks, whatever you got to do. But we need another offensive player. Y'all talking about trading Julius. Could you imagine if he was the second scorer option? Stop playing with the check, man. MLK, man. And CP, and I appreciate y'all making me feel like family because I call up on the Man show, and you know what he say the first thing? It's my man Jay Boogie from KnicksFanTV.
That's a fact. That's a fact,
That
man.
made me feel good. I'm part of y'all family.
Of course.
I'm always going to be here. I'm always going to support,
Of course,
man.
bro.
Shout out to all 3 of y'all, man. We won back-to-back, man. Let's get some rest and go on this West Coast.
Let's get it.
It don't matter who we playing out there. We playing ourselves. Because we go out there to handle our business, we going to serve them, man. Handle our business and do what we got to do, man. Peace, love, MLK, rest in peace, all the dead Knicks fans. Michael Rapp report. Man, keep our name out
of there.
Face,
He's
man.
out of there.
He be going faster than 60 seconds. Y'all saw that movie when the Philly clubbed you inside that daggone garage. Yeah, get out there. Any playing in the Griselda conflict movie. That's crazy, man. I'm out, man. Peace, love, man.
Jay Boogie.
And the church says,
Amen.
Amen.
Locked it down. The 5s are going in the chat before he even hangs up, J. Ellis. The 5s go across the chat before he even hangs up.
Yeah.
He's a real one, man. He's an
He is a
OG,
real
man. He is family. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
He doesn't even breathe when he talks. Like,
Yeah, one breath. One breath.
Like the good reverend.
Yeah, that's
You ever
it.
been to
Yeah,
a
that's a
sermon?
fact.
They
That's a
don't
fact.
breathe.
That's a fact, man. Jay
Never
Boogie showing
read.
us some MLK love. Salute to
They
Jay
get
Boogie.
they get their breathing breaths from the good Lord.
That's it.
From the Holy
The
Spirit.
spirit get him going, man.
You have Jesus.
Yeah, the spirit get him going. Yeah, we really don't have a goon on the squad. Like last year, it was
we don't.
Mook.
Yeah.
And then you didn't really know it was Peyton until that Jay Crowder incident, and that was kind of dope. I respect Peyton for that. I definitely did respect him for that. A lot of people was like, oh, that was a Bush League move, and whatever it was. But when you're on my team, I'm gonna support you regardless. And when Jay Crowder tried to run up the score, Peyton threw him in the bench. It was right in front of Chris Brickley. It was right in front of Chris Brickley and his manager, and that was a crazy moment.
Yo, it's funny. I thought it was gonna be Mitch for a second because I still remember before Mook got here the year before, Mitch was getting into Mook's brother when he was on the Celtics.
He got into it, both of them. Mitch caught smoke with both of them, with Mook and Marquise Morris. Bro.
Oh, he got in with Mook too?
Both of them. Yeah, when Mook was on the Celtics, him and Mitch got into it. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's that Louisiana spirit, man. They don't back down, bro. You know what I mean? All right, let's take a couple more.
Shout out to the Bayou.
Shout out to the Bayou, man. Shout out to the Bayou for sure. All right, let's take a couple more before we wrap. Salute to everybody in the chat. Let's get those likes up. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Salute to everybody in Team #New. Salute to Scrooge King. He's Team #New. Salute to him. NZ Richie checking in from New Zealand. How you feeling? Let me just checking in on some more super chats that came in. It's a good win, man. Definitely a good win. Joshua Richards says, salute to KFTV from Poughkeepsie, New York. We got to chill with the Randle talk. Bro's got a whole Biggie tattoo. Give him the max ASAP. Jonah Colbert says, loving the back-to-back win. I'm almost over this COVID, getting my energy up. Just taking days off like Kyrie. #diehard Knicks. Peyton dunked all 72. #all 72. Mr. William 1072 says the team is developing, learning the taste of victory, seeing the fruit of hard work. Makes no sense to trade Julius at the moment. That's how you validate the narrative that we are a joke. We are forcing people to respect us. All right, salute to Mr. William. And Cynthia, salute to Cynthia. She says, salute Knicks Nation. We love the Knicks floating quickly. We need the shirt floating quickly. All right, so salute to Cynthia. No doubt about it. All right, a couple more before we wrap. Jay from Florida, what's going on?
Yeah, run it up for my boys, man. Like my boy said, let's get them likes up, all that. We need all that. Likes, subscribers, all that.
All of that.
Listen, I'm with my man Ari. I called to defend my man Ari. I say trade Randle. You know why I say trade Randle? Everybody love IQ. IQ is nice. He's the point guard of our future. If we would have traded for Chris Paul 3 months ago, nobody would know IQ. IQ would be on the bench, right? It would be Chris Paul and Elf running the point guard for the New York Knicks. Obi is sitting there with zero opportunity. He's not a 5, he's not a 3, he's a 4. Same position as Randle. If we want to get the true potential out of Obi, who could score on all three levels, the three-point shot look good, mid-range look all right, he get down on the post, we got to get rid of Randle. This is not going to happen, right? Knicks fans got to stop being so content with a few wins. We want long-term longevity. We want real star players that carry this thing for 10-plus years. We're going to get that through the draft. We're going to get through building this thing slow. Stop with all this Randle, man. Randle's cool. He's giving us good stats right now, but if we get something for Randle, trade him and get Obi off the bench so we can see what he really got. The second thing is we got to get Kevin Porter Jr., right? We got to get Kevin Porter Jr. If he's available, Leon, make that call, sign him, do whatever. Kenny Payne and the boys can rein him in, get him right, and that could be our second wing with RJ. Stop this Randle. We got to hold on to Randle. I'm not giving Randle $150 million. No way. He's not a star player like that. He's cool, but we need Obi to get off the bench, get his opportunity. Again, if Chris Paul's on this team, we would not know who IQ is. I'm gone.
Drops the mic.
Where did $150 million come from?
I'm not sure. I think he probably just threw that out there. I'm not sure, but
I didn't know we were gonna give, but I didn't know Randle was gonna get that kind of money. Like, that's news to me.
Yeah, remember you still got, as JL said, you still got a team option on him, which I think they'll likely take if he's still here, bro. I think they would likely take that on. I do agree with Jay though. I don't think you're gonna see Obi maximized until Julius is gone. So it's going to be an issue, man, ultimately. Me and Jay Ellis, me and you talked about this. The first time when it actually came on, we had this debate. It's going to be there. I'm riding with Randle right now because he is the best player on this team, and he's playing his heart out. I can never, go against that. But Jay's right. The whole Obi thing is not going to work until the Randle thing gets situated. I don't see any other way it's going to play out, period.
Yeah, you just got to make sure it works first.
I don't think... See, I don't know. I could be the minority here, but I don't think that's the case. I think keeping Randle, especially in this situation. So if you were going to trade Randle or you weren't going to, how I'm looking at it is you shouldn't have drafted Obi if you were going to keep Randle. That's some people's argument, right? That's some people's argument, right? But then if you look at it, the further the seasons progress, so right now we're in a rebuilding era. Next season, we'll still be in somewhat a rebuilding era, but we're going to be expected to be more competitive, especially from the front office and the coaching staff. The year after that, you're going to be expected to be even more competitive. The rebuilding era starts to dwindle. The competitive era starts to increase, right? Mm-hmm. So the closer you get to the competitive era, the more you want to have competitive players and players who contribute to the team on the team. Mm-hmm. I don't think Julius Randle's presence is going to hinder Obi Toppin's development. And if anything, I think having Julius Randle on the team is going to elevate Obi Toppin. It's going to have him look at somebody who's been in the system, be able to watch him, be able to observe. If you look at it kind of like a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers situation, there's no rush for Obi. Obi clearly is the future. Julius Randle's a couple years older than him. Obi's going to be the face along with RJ. I don't understand why we're trying to rush Obi's development if we can have both. If you can keep Randle within the Knicks as long as possible and then get rid of him later on when you're really in the hunt of your competitive era, but Obi is already where you need him to be developmental-wise, why are you going to rush it? Yeah. Why are we trying to do
I'll take that play
reverse?
Option. I'll take the team option. I'll take the team option on him.
And then on top of that, if we're winning, the value of every player on this team goes up.
Exactly.
So
that's it right there.
If you're bringing Randle on, if you have Randle already doing his same numbers on a winning team, and then Obi is coming on as well, the 2 first rounds that Ari might be talking about, you probably get that in a young player or something. If that's really the path you're going to make because you're trying to clear a path for Obi Toppin.
Exactly.
So like you can everybody just elevates when they're winning. So we can just be patient, guys. It doesn't have to be in 2 months we trade Randle. It just doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Yeah. If Randle's going to continue on the trajectory that he's on, then next season, if he, with the stats from this season, depending on if he maintains, like I said, on this trajectory, then next season you can even get more for him. The season after that, if he continues, you get more from him. You don't need to trade him at the peak right now at the immediate trade value that you can get for him. You can hold off on it until you are confident in Obi's development.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you're basically doing a swap. You're putting Obi in Randle's position. You now have a player or players or options because you got rid of Randle. Now you have that, but it doesn't mess with the chemistry or the trajectory of the team. If you do it too soon, you're going to be stagnant. You want to do it at your peak, not while you're at the plateau. It's too soon to even make that decision. I would give him a team option. I wouldn't even consider that until Obi's where I need him to be.
I would take that team option.
Yeah. And you know what else too? Actually, like, because before the argument, right, was, can this last? Is this just a fluke? Will Randle fall off? And we're seeing right now that this is what Randle's game is. You know, yes, the 3-point shooting has gone down a little bit, but we figure it's probably going to settle around 37%, and that's what he's doing right now. He's still scoring, he's still passing, and once we have all our players back, I expect the assists to still be at that same rate around. So if he's going to stay at that level, and you see this is real, then it's going to be too early for me to trade him early. Like,
exactly,
his value is going to be much greater next year if we're winning more.
No, I hear that. I definitely hear that. Now, his second point was on Kevin Porter Jr. because it was announced today that the Cavs have essentially banned this kid from their facility. They just drafted him last year, 6'4" out of USC, swingman. Kevin Porter Jr., JL, actually came in with a lot of promise. Averaged 10 points a game in his rookie campaign. They said he went in. A lot of personal problems. He caught a couple of cases. I think like something, some vehicular case, and caught a gun charge as well. Both of those got dropped. But the Cavs have benched him. The Cavs have benched him since, and not for injury, just for discipline. And then again now they swapped out his locker for one of the players that they acquired in the Harden trade. I forgot which one. He came in.
I think it was was it Train, something like that. That I think is his first name. Hold on,
okay.
Look it up and get it.
So he comes in, he turns up. They say he starts throwing food and whatnot, and then him and the GM from the Cavs start getting into it, and that's basically it. They said they're gonna look to trade him. If they don't trade him, they're gonna look to cut him. So what do you?
Taurean Prince.
Taurean Prince, that's right. Taurean Prince. They gave Taurean Prince Kevin Porter's locker and put Kevin Porter with the end of the bench guys, and he wasn't too happy with it. So I don't know, man. A lot of Knicks fans is asking, what should we do? Should we take this guy on? What do you guys think? Ash, I'll start with you, man. What do you think about it?
I am a firm believer in your contribution to a team is not just on the court, it's also in the locker room. And that is why I think sometimes your talent as a player can be outshined by your contribution to the team outside of the game.
Yeah.
So for me, a guy who is throwing food because he got his locker moved, to me, that's a red flag. To me, that means that when things don't go your way, you tend to act out in a way that's not functional. That's not, mature. That's not something that you want in your locker room. And especially when you have a locker room filled with young guys, they tend to be impressionable. And if you're trying to build a culture of winning and you're trying to build a culture of accountability within the Knicks, which is something that we haven't had, a culture of stability also, you have to be very, very careful who you implement in that locker room, because that can be your detriment. And I don't know if something, and I think there's been other instances with Kevin Porter Jr., outside of the game as well. I don't know how, 100% factual those are, but I don't know if bringing a guy like that in a Tibbs team is beneficial to what the Knicks are trying to build, regardless of what he can contribute on the court. I think his contributions are not that out of this world that you can't get them in another player who may not be as much as a distraction when it comes to outside of the game. So I don't know if it's a move that I would make.
JLs, how about you, bro?
I'm not on the I'm not on the no side. I'm on the look into it side, because when you have players like that, depending on how your team is built, you can withstand that. And I feel like a lot of the guys on this team are already high character, high culture guys. So if you add somebody like that, if you have a leader on this team who can kind of calm that, it could be beneficial for both teams. We have a guy here named Mike Woodson who wrangled J.R. Smith, got him to
All right.
be sixth man of the year.
It's a fact.
Type, the father figure type. I feel like that's Mike Woodson's bag to get on these troubled players and turn them in the right way and make them, go right. So, but I'm not saying it's a done deal. Like, let's bring him, but I would definitely look into it. I'm not giving up anything significant.
Yeah,
for sure, because of what's going on there, and so I might try do a waiver wire deal or somebody that we're gonna cut anyway, and just bring him in to see what it is, and have him be like on a probationary type period, have him to prove himself and work his way up the ranks, because we just have. I mean, he has a lot of potential, He looks like he can create his own shot a little bit. He looks like he could be a dynamic finisher.
Yeah, he shined. He shined in some games last year. Definitely shined in some games last year for sure.
Yeah. Had like a 30-pointer. So this is something to look into. I'm not closing the door completely.
Yeah.
I'm just saying look into it and have the Knicks and those guys do their due diligence.
Yeah, I think with me, one of the things about this season that I like is that, we just don't have to deal with that locker room drama. There's no egos. There's nothing for the beat writers to really, fester on and let it, prolong the season. Let it go on and on and on, drag it on for the season. The Melo thing is not hovering over us. No Porzingis thing. We're running with a clean slate. Young guys, everybody's buying into the culture so far. As you said, we have Woodson, Tibbs, Kenny Payne. It seemed like they're really fostering a very nice relationship with the young players. So I definitely love to see that. At the flip side, I'm with you, JLs. I think you don't want to slam the door completely. You still want to do your homework just like anything else in talent acquisition. You want to see if you can buy low on something like this. And I think most importantly, I think the Knicks of all people are in the best situation to evaluate it, because remember, Brock Aller, their capologist, just came from Cleveland. Yeah. So he knows. He was just there when they drafted the kid. So he knows whether this would be a worthwhile gamble. I'm sure if the Knicks are interested, he would call Kobe Altman, the GM of the Cavs, see what went down, and then make an informed decision. But I think the Knicks would be in the best place because they have that previous relationship. And if a trade were to even go down, if they were interested in trade, you never know. The Cavs may even give us a deal if that's the case. But I think they really need to investigate it. I wouldn't, a lot of people put his personal issues out there as a, hindrance. He's 20 years old. Sometimes kids make mistakes. We all made mistakes when we were young. Doesn't mean that that's who he's going to be in the future. Right. Certainly cause for concern. Certainly cause for concern. But I still think you do your homework at the end of the day, and whatever happens. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's also some other people that we can look into. I think IT is kind of floating out there, and there's a conversation that he could get, find his way to New York. I personally am more in favor of signing a vet than somebody who's a lot younger, just because I think when you have veteran talent around young guys, it instills a certain mentality in them. I think of what Haslam has done in so many seasons for the Miami Heat and how the guys speak so highly of him and what he means to that team. For me, I'm a big fan of having vets in that locker room. So yeah, I agree. I mean, you look into it, you see, if he's beneficial, could he be beneficial? You look at, his indiscretions and things like that, and you make a educated gander on it, if you will. But I think it's also something you have to be very, very careful about.
Yeah, for sure.
The chemistry of this team is clicking. I think the chemistry of what Tibbs is trying to create, I feel like it's working. And I would hate to see, although it's not a season where we're expected to do much, as we all know, we're not going to the finals, we're not number one seed, things like that. You still are developing a culture, and you want to be very, very careful, what you put in that culture pot, because sometimes you can't undo what you do, and you just got to be careful. So that would only be my concern. But if he can benefit and it was a one-time situation, then, everyone deserves a second chance, especially a young kid, like you said. So
yeah, true story, man. True story. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your squad. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the closer of the night. We're going to go to Surge, and then we're going to give away the snapback. So if you guys have not signed up, sign up now, because as soon as Surge is done, we're going to give away the snapback, and then we're going to wrap up for today. So let's go to him. I don't see him. What happened? Oh, here we go. Serge, the president of the Julius Randle fan club. It's only right that we close with him. Serge, how you feeling, man?
CP, J. Ellis, Ashley, what's up? Ashley, I want to thank you for bringing something that's totally foreign to Knicks fans, and that is nuance. You know, Knicks fans have no idea what nuance means, and I'm glad that you're here to bring that to this program. It makes it much better. Thank you. I want to salute Dr. King and everything that he stood for, and I hope going forward as a country we could come together and realize his dreams for the future, because that's what we need. Now, let's talk about this game situation, bro. Yo, I mean, I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of defending my nephew. I'm tired of going through this. But let's look at this another way, right? We live in New York City, right? And we consider ourselves gritty. We consider ourselves lunch pail, blue collar, you know what I'm saying? And we love a good story, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is a story about redemption, bro. Not about me, but about a man, my nephew, you know what I'm saying, who took on the challenge that broke better men. A man who walked through the fire, bro, of you savage fans trying to destroy him, the media who's trying to replace him, and the bright lights of, man, I got to quote my man, Microwave Square Garden, and he's bringing us hope. You know what I'm saying? Yo, how can you not like this man, bro? This man, through hard work, dedication, perseverance, bro, he's found himself on the precipice of all stardom, bro. That is a man we should all be proud of, representing the orange and blue, bro, for as long as he wears them. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be a man that's going to always have my allegiance, bro. You know what I'm saying? How can you not like this dude? Y'all tried to destroy him. Y'all called him bum juice. Y'all said all this about him. And you know what? He put his head down, and he grinded, and he grinded. And now he's showing you his talent. Yo, Knicks fans for years are crying. Oh, man, I wish we could have a star player. We don't develop no star players. I wish we could draft one. I wish we could get one. Yo, you got one that's developing right before your eyes. And you're complaining. You know what I'm saying? This is a lot of times why I don't want to call in, or why I just, you know, because I can't stand listening to some of these people. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid.
He wants to smoke
How can
with
you
Ari.
not respect this man's grind?
Yeah.
Yo, he's out there grinding, rebounding, playing hard, making passes for you. For every one of you out there, bro, trying to give you hope for this team, and you disrespecting them still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, it's got to stop, bro. You know what? This is the guy that you people wanted, and he's flourishing right in front of your eyes. Now, I agree with Ari. The rebuild has to continue. You know what I'm saying? Obi, I was born and raised in Bushwick, so I love Obi. I got to root for Obi. You know what I'm saying? He's from my hood. But at the same time, trading Julius Randle before his full potential is realized would be a mistake on a Porzinghian level. You know what I'm saying? And I have
Porzinghian.
in La Rosa Nostra, he ain't going to make that move. Because that's why he's in the position he's in, and that's why all the rest of you in the position you're in, because you got no say, because you don't know what you're talking about. Julius Randle plays the Joe Kim Noah pinch post playmaker role in Tibbs' offense, bro. He ain't going nowhere. And until somebody else could play that role in that offense, he's here. You know what I'm saying? Stop talking about, oh, I'm going to get a first-round pick. The only way, and that's my nephew, I would have to downgrade apartments, even though I got my eye on an apartment now that he's balling in Ari's building. We're going to be neighbors. So you're going to call me Sergio from Manhattan. But besides that, you know what I'm saying? I lost my train of thought, son.
Yeah.
So he ain't going nowhere.
All right, man.
You
No
should
doubt.
respect him. Yo, he's representing the orange and blue.
No
He's
doubt.
redeemed himself in the eyes of the fans. He's made all you trash talkers look stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it ain't even about my redemption. It's about his. And
All
that
right,
man should be
appreciate the
respected.
call. Appreciate the call, sir. This vibe's going across the chat, man. The chat was definitely on top of Serge's call, man. Appreciate the call, sir.
He got me at Porzinghian. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
Porzinghian won it for me. Porzinghian and shout out DJ Just Jordan in the chat. It's hashtag Porzinghian is going off in the chat right now. It's a lot of Porzinghians going off in the chat, so appreciate Serge. Yeah, he definitely wanted some smoke with Ari, man. That was definitely a battle of the fans build up. But yeah, listen, we get it. we get it. It's a lot of people turning the corner on Julius, and he deserves the credit. He deserves the credit. He came here last year, took on the number one job, faltered a lot. Fan base wanted him out of here. And now, it's his redemption. He's playing well, and he's leading his team to victory, and he's fighting. So that's all we could ask for, man.
Yeah.
That is it. All right, so let's give away this snapback and then wrap it up. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Let's get those likes up. Part 2 of the Q Rich interview will be dropping tonight, so definitely stay tuned for that. And, yeah, man. Good show. Great show, everybody. Let me set this thing up. I got to see that one night in Miami. Serge was talking about MLK Day. I got to see that one night in Miami.
Yo,
I know, I'm so excited.
For a second, when he said he did this for you.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Yeah.
We still talking about Randle?
I'm about to watch it after this. Yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm going to watch that tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look tonight, man. That's definitely an intriguing story, and I heard Regina King did a thing. So definitely want to support that. All right, here we go. So to everybody who entered into tonight's snapback, Knicks win back-to-back, so we got to get back to the people. And tonight's winner is Mark Adams. Mark Adams, salute to Mark Adams. Congratulations. Get in contact with us. We'll email you and get you a snapback. Congrats to Mark Adams and all the other winners, man. We give away about 6 or 7 snapbacks already. So salute to everybody who participated. And yeah, man, great show. JL's go ahead and sign out, bro.
All right, man. Yo, people leaving comments like, yo, JLS, I didn't know you have a show. I see you on KnicksFanTV all the time. It's like, I'm calling Nigga Time Show.
It's new. It's the hashtag new people, man. They just get hip to it, man.
So definitely check out, if you didn't know, yes, JLS has a show. It's called The Nigga Time Show on youtube.com/Nigga Time Show. Also on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. Shout out to my guy, Ryan G. Raw's been on a lot. Shout out to you guys, Edson and Caddy. Shout out to you guys. Also, shout out to the blog at NiggaTimeShow.com, all the writers, Mikey, Rob, all you guys. Shout out to you guys. And definitely follow us on social media. That is the KOT Show on Twitter, the Nigga Time Show on Instagram, and also follow us on Facebook. And you always forget, man, just get the merch too when you're there at NiggaTimeShow.com. Cop the merch, support your guy. And yeah, shout out to everybody or the few people who's hitting me on the Cash App and the PayPal, because the channel is down right now. But if you're still giving us some dough on that, it's helping out the writers and all the guys who support Nigga Time Show. All right, that is all. Back to you, CP.
Yeah, sure.
And
Ashley, go ahead and sign out.
What's up, everybody? As usual, you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Ashley Nicole Moss. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, All In with Ashley Nicole. And trust the process, guys. Don't rush it. You got it. Just take a breathe. Namaste, Namaste. Namaste. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. Short and sweet.
All right. Appreciate you. Great show as usual. And salute to everybody in the chat once again. Knicks win back-to-back. Great show last night. Great show tonight. Great win by the Knicks, man. Salute to everybody in Team #New. Continue to support us. As we said, the super chats are greatly appreciated. Cash App, Venmo, or right here through YouTube. If you can't do that, there's 3 ways to support us for free. Hit that thumbs up button. Share these videos and comment. Leave a comment even after this show, and we'll definitely get back to you. Remember, this show's available in audio podcast format: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Amazon Alexa, and Stitcher. And Q Rich, part 2 of the Q Rich interview. We're talking Knicks. We're talking Knuckleheads podcast. Make sure you guys tune in. And it was a great time. So to Quentin Richardson for supporting. So to all the mods, once again, great job. TM, Dave, everybody above the rim, Keith and Claire, appreciate it. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats before we bounce. When's the next game? Thursday, right? Thursday against Thursday against the Dubs. All right, so we got a little time. Thursday's show, yeah, Thursday's show could be a watch along. We'll see, because they start late. Post game might be late, so stay tuned for that. We'll keep you posted on what we're gonna do. But super chat salute to Dylan Alex. His problem with the Knicks is you guys don't know how to develop players like the Spurs do. You guys want big names to just be mediocre. Also, Randle is the only player that can consistently score 20 plus. I mean, listen, you guys did, get the number 1 player in the draft than Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying? That helps. That helps in building a culture and developing players. I mean, let's be real.
They also had Kawhi Leonard, but he also so.
Let's be real, but yeah, big up Dylan, man, with Spurs fans supporting us. He says Knicks not beating good teams, shooting 18% from three. Not on a night like tonight, that's for sure. They got lucky that they played the Magic, but they took it. Above the Rim says we have been garbage for 25 years. Why are we complaining about our first real rebuilding year? Why not go for Porter/DSJ is not doing anything? And he also says hashtag Team Surge, logical Knick fan that I'm with. Salute Ash, Jay Ellis, CP. Salute Above the Rim and all the fans. We out of here.